what happens is with this oxide, implants are made, bridges are made, full arch bridges are made, abutments are made. Zirconia is a great dental product, and that's what it is. It's an oxide that's formed, that's milled. And there are now a bunch of companies that are doing this. Zirconzon is a company that's out of Italy that is located in the Prettau region of Italy. So they were one of the originators of zirconia in this area from years ago, and they're really the only company in the world that has their own milling machines, sintering ovens, all the supportive scanners, porcelains that matches their zirconia, and it's been tested. So this is why we've kind of adapted Prettau as the gold standard in our lab since we've opened it. And I like to look at Prettau as the Ferrari from Italy of zirconia. It really is. And these other zirconias that are out there, you have to watch the amount of filler in these things because, zirconia may look more translucent, but if there's less filler, it's less strong. These have been tested. And I like things that have been tested. I'm a pioneer, but I don't want to be the one that's going to put in 300 arches and find out there's a problem. This has been around for a while, so we have been big proponents on Zirconzon. It's a worldwide company. It's a family-owned company. This is Enrico. This is his son, and this is at the Greater New York meeting. Just really nice people, a lot of integrity, family-owned business. I like them a lot, and a lot of clinicians like Prettau. ISO certified, and something we've been pushing for the last almost 5 years now. So years ago, and we're going to take a break in a minute. Years ago, there was really nothing in the literature on this. Nothing. There wasn't one article I could find in PubMed or anywhere. And all of a sudden, Dr. Rojas from UNC came up with an article in a prosthetic journal showing 16 cases, 1 to 3 years in function, 100% success with this. And he showed some cases. And this is before we did any of this. When the Oliva brothers came from Barcelona, they told us they've been doing this for a long time and it's working really well. And we trust them. These are people I trusted, and listen, we knew it wasn't working. So we started seeing these articles, in function working. That was very encouraging. Then JOMI, peer-reviewed journal, came up with an article showing 100% success with the Oliva brothers cases. And what I liked about this is a lot of these cases were all on 3 over all on 4, 5 years in function, with less prosthetic thickness than we were advocating. So you stand back and you say, okay, these are now long cantilevers, long ponic areas with only 3 implants, thinner, and they're working for 5 years. That was enough for me to say, we're all in. Sold. Am I going to wait for another 10 years for 3 more journals to come out? No. I know when to move, and I just moved, and very glad we did. This was enough for me. And yes, a lot of people would stand back, wait a minute, what about year 6? What about year 7? You know what? When you see a trend like this, you got to make a move. So yes. Now this is another case. This is 10 years in function, all on 3 over all on 3, that they just presented on Facebook.
That's beautiful.
Would you say that's encouraging?
Yeah.
Very.
Very. Because I know if this was a PFM or acrylic, we probably wouldn't have that. No bone loss, aesthetics are there, patient's functioning. That's good for me. And now more and more we're seeing this in the literature. We're seeing zirconia, different variations of it. It's here to stay, in my opinion. I think maybe there'll be tweaks, maybe there'll be some chemical tweaks, but so we don't see this. We're not layering porcelain on the facial. And one of the things about Prettau is I don't feel you have to because the aesthetics are there. You've all seen the models. And we don't need to do this. We just don't. I don't want that vulnerability. And our lab, warranties this for 5 years. So other companies now over the last 3 years have adapted this. Glidewell took their product, the Bruxer product that they were doing 1 crown with and 3 crowns with. Now they're doing full arch with it. Other companies are doing different variations like this with parts and pieces and different metal structures and gradia, which is acrylic. I'm not a big fan of these parts and pieces put together. I like monolithic zirconia screwed in without the vulnerability of something breaking. I don't feel the aesthetic advantages are there that warrant this.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Totally keep it simple. So I'm just showing you what people are doing, and it's a lot more costly. So, and I'm not bad-mouthing this. This is something that's out there, and I don't feel that this. I mean, listen,
Composite material, this is not acrylic, this is composite.
Grady is composite. I mean, the only advantage here is the patient can floss. Just saying. So there's a lot of companies out there that are doing this, and you know, the aesthetics of some of these are subjective. I'm not going to say this doesn't look good. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to say, and this lab fee is double what we charge for this lab, and what are you really gaining? Is the aesthetics that much better than full arch zirconia? I'll leave it up to you. So there's many advantages to this. So here's a case. This is a 22-year-old woman. She came in when she was 17, and this was the only snap-on smile case that I felt I wanted to do. So she lived with a snap-on smile for years so she could smile and have teeth. When she turned 20, 21, her mom brought her in, and Claudia and I looked at this case, and we mutually decided that instead of keeping her as FP1 with her bite situation, we felt that edentulating her, doing the appropriate aviloplasty, and putting 6 and 5 implants in was a better option. So here's how she presented. And here's how she is now. And ended up being 5 and 5. We feel this is a better solution for her. We feel that this is going to be there long term. That's how strong we feel about this as an option. And we treat every patient as though they're family. If this were my daughter, this is what I would have done. Here she is with my lab, celebrating. These are very emotional cases. We love our patients. We love